The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, has sued Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on information and strategy. Peter Obi has filed a suit in court suing Bayo Onanuga for 5 billion naira damages for alleging that Mr. Peter Obi is responsible for the planned protest that Nigerians are planning against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the 1st of August. Recall that Bayo Onanuga, an elderly man who tweets like a 9-year-old boy, has accused Mr. Peter Obi of being responsible for the planned protest against the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bayo Onanuga has called on the security agencies to arrest Mr. Peter Obi or hold him responsible if anything should happen in Nigeria during or after the protests. The comment by Bayo Onanuga has met with stiff criticism as Rufai Oseni of Arise TV has called on Mr. Peter Obi to proceed in suing Bayo Onanuga for defamation of character. Bayo Onanuga did not only stop at accusing Mr. Peter Obi, he equally accused a renowned political economist, Professor Pat Utomi, of also being part of those that are planning the protest. Pat Utomi has gone further to sue Bayo Onanuga for 500 billion naira lawsuit. Pat Utomi denied the allegation and has advised Onanuga to withdraw his statement or provide evidence of his claim. If there is no evidence of Mr. Onanuga's false assertion, I will assume it reasonable that the object is to water the ground for false choosable felony charges that can result in a claim of one's life, and intend therefore to proceed to the International Criminal and other human court if a reasonable explanation is not forthcoming. And we also have no choice but to institute a claim of 500 billion for fake news, hate speech, and intent to procure state murder of an innocent citizen. If judicial capture makes justice problematic in Nigeria, I expect that I can trust extra-national institutions and global human solidarity, Pat Utomi said. Why Peter Obi is suing Bayo Onanuga in Nigerian court? Of course, we know that Nigerian court is for the highest bidder, and we know that there is currently a state capture, especially when it has to do with the judiciary. The judiciary in Nigeria has been captured. Peter Obi may not get the required justice in Nigeria, but Pat Utomi is proceeding to sue Bayo Onanuga in the International Court of Justice. He wants to take this case across the border of Nigeria. I recall during the presidential election, Peter Obi's wife told the people that her husband loved court so much. He believed in the sacrosanctity of the court. But we know that the court has been bought over recently. And I'm so happy that Peter Obi is toeing this line, because ever since Peter Obi emerged as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, a lot of accusation has been labelled against him. People have thrown all manner of nefarious activities against him, and this man has remained calm and has gone ahead with his business in a sane manner. Of all the presidential candidates that partook in the last election, Peter Obi is the only presidential candidate that conducted himself in a decorum manner. Others were throwing tribal cards, they were fighting each other, they were calling names, throwing direct insults at each other. But Peter Obi has never been found wanting in any of this. But yet, this man has received so much criticism. He has received so much insult, so much accusation. So it is important that he's making everything straight by suing Bayo Onanuga. If Bayo Onanuga cannot produce the claim that Mr. Peter Obi is responsible for this protest, then the court should do the needful. And we hope that the court will redeem itself, and we hope that the court will do the needful and ensure that justice prevails. The reason why they feel they can say whatever thing they want to say and go scot-free is because they think they are in power. It's because they think they are above the law. It's because they think that they have the courts in their pockets. Reason why they can do whatever thing they want to do and go scot-free. And equally think that Nigeria is a lawless society, it's a lawless country. Nigerians are planning to protest on 1st of August against bad government. And all this is a cumulative effect of what we have been experiencing over the years. Hardship, insecurity, out-of-school children, unemployment, inflation, food shortage. There is no one in this country that will not tell you that he or she is experiencing all these things that I've mentioned. Even Bayo Onanuga, if he is truthful to himself, of course he's not truthful. He will know that Nigerians are equally experiencing all these things I've mentioned. So it is the right, the fundamental right of Nigerians to go all out and protest, since the government of the day is not doing anything needful to address this situation. And of a truth, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not doing anything reasonable to address the situation. Rather, this man is going ahead to buy a $150 million presidential jet amidst the hardship. This is the same man that told us that he inherited a battered economy. You inherited a battered economy, but you're buying a $150 million presidential jet. This same man is using a 21 billion naira to renovate the residence of the vice president. This man approved the purchase of SUV to the National Assembly members of 160 million naira. This same man used 90 billion to subsidize Hajj. All this is coming after he removed petrol subsidy that has skyrocketed the price of everything in the market. All this is coming after he has increased the interest rate that has led to the increase in the price of goods in the market. All this is coming after the increase in electricity tariff. All this is coming with the fact that Bola Tinubu is running the biggest government in the history of this country. The number of ministries under Bola Tinubu is ×2 of what we experienced in Muhammadu Buhari and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan regime. This same man is using 15 trillion naira to build the Lagos-Calabar coastal highway that has been long abandoned. Tinubu is telling Nigerians to endure the hardship, whereas him and his other politicians, they are not enduring the hardship. Now tell me why Nigerians will not protest. Maybe he's thinking that Nigerians are captured slaves. Maybe he's thinking that the brains of Nigerians are no longer working. Maybe he's thinking that Nigerians are zombies. Of course, this is how Nigerian politicians view Nigerian people. They see Nigerian people as zombies that will not resist anything that is being thrown at them. They see Nigerian people as captured slaves that will endure all level of hardship that is being inflicted upon them by their government. But unfortunately to Bola Tinubu and other politicians, Nigerians are not taking it any longer. It has gotten to their throat. It is about to swallow them. There is a level to where you can push humans and the human will definitely react. You saw what happened in the north when imams tried to stop northerners from participating in the protest, and for the first time the northerners revolted against their imams. Rather than solving the issues that are being raised by Nigerians, Tinubu is trying to use propaganda to deflate the issue. One of such propaganda is saying that P2B is responsible for the planned protest. P2B is not in government. P2B is not responsible for the failure. P2B is not responsible for removing fuel subsidy. P2B is not responsible for the inflation. P2B is not responsible for the interest rate that has been increased. It was not P2B that used 90 billion to subsidize Hajj. It was not P2B that used 21 billion to renovate the residence of the vice president. It was not P2B that used $150 million to buy a presidential jet. It was not P2B that approved the payment of 160 million naira to purchase SUV for the National Assembly members. Tinubu is the one responsible for all of this. He should hold himself accountable and see a way of fixing this. Sending 20 trucks of rice to each state will not solve insecurity problem. It will not solve the inflation problem. It will not solve the food shortages. The lawmakers slashing their salary will equally not solve it. What will solve this thing is to end bad government. And how are we going to end this bad government? Reduce the cost of governance. We are running a bogus governance in this country, and this thing is putting a strain on our budget. One of the things that Nigerians are demanding from the government is that the allowances that is going to the National Assembly members should be stopped. And that should be stopped because this is not helping the economy at all. Tinubu should reduce his over-bloated government. Government is sacrifice, government is service. Government is not compensation. You don't get into government to compensate the people you know, compensate people that have worked with you. No, it is Nigerian people's money, it is not your personal money. The issue of inflation and food shortage will be solved if insecurity is solved in our country. Farmers can no longer go to farms. The ones that are going to farms are being killed by terrorists. They are being killed by Fulani herdsmen. They are being taxed, they are being levied. These people should be driven away from the farm and allow farmers to go to farm. Farming should be subsidized in this country. Rather than subsidizing Hajj, rather than using 21 billion to renovate the office of the vice president, rather than using the $150 million to buy a presidential jet, if all these funds are being pushed into agriculture, I don't think we'll have any issues with hunger in this country. Hunger will be completely solved. And again, you should have to fix insecurity. Rather than doing all of this, the presidency is relying on propaganda. Propaganda will not solve the issue. Propaganda will not stop Nigerians from protesting. They are protesting for their right. They are protesting for their survival. If you don't want Nigerians to protest, then heed to their demand. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.